Hey guys, welcome back to my channel where we're all about providing value-adding content for you to live an authentic and fulfilling life. So today's video is a cost of living in Kampala video. I've done plenty of these, but every year I like to update them because COVID, war in Russia, gas prices going up. So many things change and fluctuate, meaning on ground things have dramatically changed. So this is for 2023 January. I don't want to ramble, so let's just get right into it. Please excuse me, also I have a bit of a cold I'm recovering, so if I sound a bit stuffy, that's the reason why. But also before we get into the video, please do remember to like this video now because it's super informative, subscribe to this channel, and share this video with someone you would find this information useful and helpful. All right, let's get into it. All right, so we're starting off with just breaking down my finances essentially, and then after that you guys can kind of fill in what works for you, and then I'll also mention a few things that are just not in my expenses because I'm a female individual here in Kampala. I'm not a family, and there's a lot of things that I just don't have to consider. All right, so let's get into it. Power, I feel like this can go up a little bit. This was a bit higher at the time that I set it, which was 2-3 years ago, because I don't want to scramble like, oh my God, I don't have power, where am I gonna get power? So I usually accommodate about 100,000 shillings for the month. It's still kind of accurate, but I feel like 150 would be more of the safe space, but 100,000 for an individual of an apartment of 2 bedroom, 2 bath. And I'm not like energy saving in terms of taking off the lights and stuff, but as an individual, I'm only ever in said rooms. So the lights are only ever on in said rooms. I do feel like my fridge is I feel like it is not energy saving. So it does suck up pretty much majority of what this is. But anyway, there's that. So I highly recommend you get energy saving fridge when you move here and when you live here. Okay, so subscriptions. Canva, I no longer paid for at the moment. So there's that. I don't know, I found the free was fine for now because I've just been doing thumbnails and I haven't been doing a lot of work for other things like websites or whatever it may be. iCloud is 36,000 a month, and then Google Play. So all of my subscriptions, I consider them business expenses. So they may or may not have to be in here, but they technically would go in my, business account stuff. But I mix them both because I pretty much work for myself. I'm a consultant, but I also have my own brand. So my personal expenses and my business expenses are pretty muddled together, although I'm very aware of how they are separate. So there's that information. All right, contacts. My contacts a month are 65,000 shillings. Therapy is 150,000. And before I was going to her, so I had to actually include transport costs. But at the moment, I've been doing virtual sessions, so it's been 150,000. And then I have flowers here, but I actually have not been doing. No, I'm not gonna take it out because technically speaking, it's for filming. It's a business expense. It helps with when I have to do my filming for reels or whatever it may be, aesthetics. Plus also, I just really like flowers in my house. I don't want to explain my weird random expenses here, but there's that. All right, next is the gym. My gym right now that I've been going to is 15,000 a visit. So I go 3 times a week, and then within a month, it's 180K. I'm fortunate enough that I'm able to walk there, so I don't actually have to spend extra for transport, anything like that. And even if I had a car, I would still walk there because it's actually really good exercise and it's only a 10-minute walk, so it makes sense. And there's sidewalks, kind of, halfway. So you're pretty safe. Then I wanted to go into boxing. That's why I had a boxing thing or HIIT. I'm actually gonna put that in there because my cardio day is Fridays, so once a week I wanted to do like a class or something. But actually, let me put that boxing HIIT/classes. But boxing, I have boxing at the gym, which was really dope. Today is Friday, and I actually filmed. Sorry, I didn't film. I did a boxing kind of like little regimen that was included in my membership. However, I do want to start doing classes, so I will factor that in. There are great classes in Kampala. There's yoga, there's pole fitness, there's aerial yoga, there's a lot of Zumbas and whatever all over. I'll share that in other videos, but right now that category is for that. For my fixed, where I know nothing is changing, this is for sure every month, is 582 thou. What's the 2? Oh, iCloud and stuff. Okay. I'm so used to rounding things to 5s or 0s, so yeah. All right, so variable. Variable are things like groceries and stuff. I feel like I'm gonna start putting groceries in fixed because yes, it was changing a lot before, but I actually wanna just have a fixed amount. So like 360K a month, which is $100 a month to feed myself, should really be enough. Yeah. So I feel like that should really be in fixed. And I actually want to start putting phone in fixed as well. If I go past the 90K, it's like, that's too bad for you, use Wi-Fi. I just have a lot of goals for the year, and I feel like I can attain them faster if I'm actually strict with myself on certain things. So anyway, as I was saying, groceries, 360K is very feasible. It was more or less before, I don't remember. Maybe you guys can let me know from my previous video. I feel like $100 a month is enough. Like, I don't need to be paying more than that for groceries. So made and cook, I was gonna talk about that after on the miscellaneous things I left out, but I'm fortunate enough that my maids are covered under where I live, so that's great. And then I've just been cooking myself. I just haven't found anyone who I'm like, oh wow, like you can make the food the way I want it and it tastes the way I like it to taste. So yeah, there's that. Transport, this is a big one, and this I have to actually change. Oh, child. Okay, so I would love for it to stay at 400,000 a month, which would mean 100K a week, which would mean I can go somewhere and come back, and I really shouldn't be anywhere in my house. Why I want it to be like this is because this is my year of really like being strict on myself to attain my goals, as I mentioned earlier. Therefore, ideally, I'd be like to be out and about all over the place, but I just don't want to. I'm putting my money to a lot of things and projects that I want to do. Even if it is a small 5,000 shillings, I'm putting that money aside for specific things for a reason. So with that being said, I'm going to be more realistic and put transport at 600K, but I would love for it to actually budget every month and it ends up only being 400K. 100K a month for transport, 100K a week for transport. Uber right now, just to leave my house, just to even like go down the road, is 15K. What's it called? A ride. So that's about 30K per ride. I don't need to be out of my house every day. I have days now where I'm like, I'm filming those days, and then if I'm not. However, even if I'm filming that day, I might be filming 2 videos and I have to move from somewhere to another place to another place. So realistically, I feel like 150K should be good. Yeah, a week. So that means, yeah, that would make it about 600K for transport. I do not want to go over this. I know it's probably closer to 800, but I just don't want to. So this is really a segment for you people who may not have cars and you're more on like transport and stuff. I be seeing buses, but I'll never be on that, that's for sure. But there are buses that seem to be running regularly now. And then there's the matatus, which are taxis, and then bodas and stuff. But I personally just don't do those other options. I'd rather be in a car that can take me exactly where I want to go and drop me exactly where I need to go. And that's just me. I'll get into cars and all of that later, but at least you'll know that's the transport budget. Okay, so personal care. This is random. This has to be like that. These are miscellaneous because they vary. It could be every 3 weeks, 2 weeks, whatever. But mani-pedi usually is every 3 weeks to a month, depending on where I go, if it lasts really well. So my pedis are 30K, but then I always tip. So we're going to make this 35. So we want to count every single thing. Lashes, I hadn't been doing, I was doing strips, but now I think I want to go back to doing my regular lashes. I'm not 100% sure, so I'm going to leave it blank. But usually those are 140K for like the full set. Then refills are 80K. And she comes to the house. Oh, it's wonderful. Very, best person ever. Then natural hair / braids. So it's just clear for everyone. My hair, yeah, every 3 weeks. I never leave my braids in for more than a month. Like, I need fresh hair, you guys. I do style content and content online. I can't be out here with dusty hair. So 180K every month at least to do my hair. So usually lasts about 3 weeks, and I leave it out for a week so it can breathe, then do it again. So 180K. So in total, my variable is 1.265. So my expenses with fixed and variable are 1.847. And then miscellaneous is going out, really and truly. Like, going out, I want to say travel, but like, okay, so let me explain. Going out, any other maybe beauty things or whatever it is I need to, that's just like petty cash and whatever. I give myself a little bit over $100 in my purse that I could just do what I need to do. But like I said, I've been in a place where I'm really trying to get my life, like, get it together, honey. Like, you have all these amazing life goals and you just can't be distracted, and you need a lot of money for what it is that you want to do. Because I'm going to make a lot of money, you know? And it's been going really well. Life has been going really, really well. So with that being said, that 400 is really at, I want to say 0, but that's probably like unrealistic. If I have business meetings or just general meetings, I do need to like pay for food and drinks and stuff. So I'm gonna keep it at 400, but it's definitely less, or it's gonna be less by force. So all in all, for the month, my personal expenses for me to live and live my best life without savings, mind you, is 2.247, so 2.25 in dollars. Oh, sorry, I forgot that I had done it so organized. So in Canadian dollars, that's $817, and USD, that's 602. That ain't bad, y'all. I mean, I've come a long way. It was 3.5 before. It was $1,000 before. So I don't know where I cut 200 Canadian / almost 400 USD, but I'm really proud of myself. These might be a bit different just because when I changed the shilling, I had certain amounts like for the Excel sheet for dollars, but I don't change it every single day. So by the time you watch this, I don't know what the dollar rate is going to be for both Canada and US, but here, that's what it is. Okay. So, okay, getting into business expenses. So at the moment, I'm looking for a PA. I'm always looking for a PA, but I'm a lot more organized than where I was before. Whenever I last told y'all in my videos that I'm the problem and I need help. Oh, it was my update video, so 2 months ago. Life has been really great. I've become a lot busier and I've just gotten a lot more opportunities. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, God. And I'm forever grateful for that, guys, for sure. So, but that just means I can't spread myself too thin. I can't go crazy. So I do need to get help. But it's going to be a lot better this time. So anyway, I don't know what the rate is going to be yet. I kind of have an idea of like based off of what I paid them before. Then videographer was once per video. This is really irrelevant for you guys. But anyway, I broke it down pretty much like editor, videographer, PA, and then rent for where I work. But I've gone back to scaling down on consulting and mainly focusing on my brand. So I work from home now these days. It just makes more sense. I've had to learn to be more disciplined. It is what it is, but I've just been working from home more because I need to film, edit in the same day. And it just doesn't make sense for me to be somewhere that I can't film as well. Yeah, so videographer, editor, these vary, but I don't have an editor anymore. So if anyone's out there who can help a girl out, please. But for now, my PA is just gonna help me. And then videographer, same thing with that. They've just been so busy. I haven't even been able to find somebody that I'm like, oh wow, like we can match, this makes sense. And then the person I did, which is my amazing uncle, he's just so busy. Like he has so many things on his plate. Obviously my stuff is not a priority, which makes sense. So I have to X this out. So I was just kind of paying him as I did videos. Yeah. Anyway, gotta take that out. And editor, also 0. What a wow. What a wow. We're back to square one, but it's okay. We always adjust. So I wanted to mention a few other expenses that just I don't either have to pay for or maybe no longer pay for or will pay for in the future. So water. Water is included in my apartment. So no one pays for their own individual water based off of the unit. We each have a water pump for each of our units. So even when the water goes off in the area, like it's not a big deal because at least I have a water pump. It's only if electricity does. So therefore, things like the washing machine, which is on the main water line and stuff like that, that is on the dear landlords of the building. All right, next thing I'm gonna mention is gas. That should have been invariable. Gas, like a canister for you to cook is 150K, but it's not per month. Like I feel like my gas runs out every maybe 4 months or 3 months, and I cook every day. I just don't cook for really long, and I don't cook much because it's just me. So I didn't know where to put that in there, but just keep that in mind. A canister of gas is 150K, and you do need to pay for gas to live. So the next thing I want to mention would be medical insurance. So this is my year of getting medical insurance and getting it together. I'm just focusing at the moment on getting my emergency funds up. I'm gonna reach that goal though in 2 weeks. So once it's done and it's finished there, then medical insurance is the next thing. When I got a quote for myself as a female who's 32, who doesn't have children and no chronic diseases or anything crazy, they gave me ranges of between 900K to 2.5, I think, or 3.5, I can't remember. But there were 6 different packages. Personally, because also, I'm Canadian, I don't feel like I need anything dramatic, and I don't have children yet. So I think 900K is good. I think it's 9.7 or something. So let's just say a mil a year. It's a year, you pay it out for the whole year, which is about $300 some odd, which is really dope. That's not bad. I mean, it'd be nice if you didn't have to pay that, like I have been doing my whole life of just having universal health care. But it is what it is. It's okay. The next thing I want to mention is a big one, rent. Most of you are probably like, where is rent on your situation? I do not pay rent. I'm very blessed that I do not have to pay rent. I'm so thankful. So thankful. However, I will give you kind of like a little bit of a lowdown of how rent is in the area. I have friends who live in the same proximity as me to town. I live about, I want to say 7 kilometers to city center, so CBD, but Nakasero, so 7 kilometers in that radius, you know. I feel like the most I know of anyone paying for rent is 1.5 in general terms. If you're looking for like super fancy, what we're used to abroad living, that's gonna be more than $1,000 a month. Or $1,000, no, 2,000-ish a month, dollars. But general, you're okay. And if you're lucky enough to get a landlord that'll let you tweak things, and I mean, just show them what you want to do. And I feel like they'll be okay if you're upgrading the unit and you're just like, hey, like, I just need to live in better accommodations, you know? Then, yeah, I feel like even 2M might be it. But I had friends who were living in Bukoto, who were also living in, not Kololo, but like, kind of like the between of Bukoto and Kololo. And they were paying 1.5 to 2M. But this was also a year ago, so you might want to double check on that. But anyway, so that's really the general for rent. For a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, mind you, they're all 2-bedroom, 2-baths. 2-bedroom, 2-bath? No. 2-bedroom, 2-bath was 1.5. And then I also know of another one, 1-bedroom. Yeah, 1-bedroom, 1-bath. And that's also 1.5. So I feel like if you just aim for $1,000 a month, 3.5, you're very okay. You're very okay. Okay, so this other category is like, it has nothing to do with me at the moment, but it will in life. So this is why I always look into these things, because like y'all know I'm a planner, hence these types of videos. I like to be very organized with my life. I don't care if things don't fall according to plan. However, there was a plan, right? Cool. So with that being said, school fees, this is something that I feel like, because I never had to pay for school up until university, we just didn't. We didn't do private school. We did public school Catholic school, but still public school. In Canada, my parents never had to pay for our education, which was amazing. Here, you do need to consider that. And as a single woman, I always think about all the 1,000 children I want to have, how much is school each year. I just did a little like research, but I'm always doing research. And generally speaking, if you're looking at decent schools, really like, you know, okay, decent schools, but on the UNEB system, they were about, I want to even say like $2,000 to $3,000 a year. I know here they do No, we did do terms in elementary school as well, which is primary school. But roughly around that. Then I kind of picked schools where I was like, this is where I want my kids to go. So there is a French school in Kampala, which I thought was really dope. And I'm like, obviously, like, you're gonna be Canadian too. It'd be great if they had learned French. So that one is $10,000 per year per child. And then the school year is about, what, 8 months? So $10,000 divided by 8 months. So you're looking at $1,250 about a month, which is daycare abroad. If you think about it, y'all, we don't pay for school there, but childcare ain't it? It might kind of balance each other out if you I never even thought about it till now. Anyway, then international schools, which would be like private schools abroad, which is pretty much the same, is $10,000 to $25,000 per year per kid, which is like, yeah, the same as private schools there. So those are your two options for schooling. So that really depends on you, your income, and where you want to take your children. Then the next category I want to talk about is cars. I don't know about car maintenance in terms of, what's it called? Oil changes and checkups and all of that. But I will say the cost of cars, as I've mentioned before, because I did a car video, please go check that out. The cost of cars is going to be double whatever you see on a lot of, like, say, these like Japanese or Asian sites that sell cars to, like, secondhand cars to Africa. Basically, if you're looking at, like, I'm going to go to like the basics of the basics. I had a Toyota Corolla from like 16 till I think I was 25 or something like that. Anyway, it really lasted me. That car was like, if you're looking for a car to, you know, go the long haul with you, Toyota Corollas are it. Anyway, if you're looking for like a somewhat similar version of that here, you're looking at about $10,000 for it. But that's going to be like 2007, 2008, and we're in 2023. So keep that in mind. I think from my research, the minimal research I did, before the pandemic, it was about maybe almost close to half of that price. Just prices for cars worldwide, as everybody knows, has gone up. So therefore, cars are just really expensive right now. And I just think of that and I'm like, I could put that in a business. I could put that in something, but it's one of those things that you just need. So it is on a priority list for 2023, but I just wanted to mention that cost of cars is not on my list, but it is something definitely to consider. So a decent car, you want to at least put in about $10,000 for that. Another category that I don't have to consider, but I know a lot of people do care for this and consider it, are pets. I don't know how much it actually costs to maintain your pet throughout the month, and like things like vaccines, vet visits, feeding your animals, and whatever it may be. But that is a category to consider if you do have animals, because that's a monthly expense. Yeah, that's a big monthly expense actually. And then lastly, what I wanted to mention, the miscellaneous, is general help around the house. So askari, maids, if you need a nanny, if you need just general house help to deal with like landscaping and like all of that, just general things around the house and maintenance. That's not in mine because, like I said, I live in an apartment complex, so that is covered by my dear, beautiful landlord. So with that being said, that's something that you do need to consider monthly. I mean, if you're in an apartment, you don't have to, but if you live in a house, those are expenses, and houses are just looking nicer and nicer these days. Apartments, I'm like, oh, I'm cooped up in here. I really want a house. But those are a bunch of expenses that I just generally do not have to consider every month that you will definitely now need to be putting into your expenses. Two things I didn't mention that definitely you would want to consider is debt. There's obviously your debts if you have any here, which I don't have any in Uganda, thank God. And then if you dabble in other countries, you'll consider that too to add. Obviously, that's all you guys. We're big people, so I'm assuming you'll have that handled. And then the other one is savings. So anything outside of my 2.247 at the moment is going straight into savings. Like I said, I'm not really doing much. There are some months where I do want to like, as like a, you did good, girl, you did good, like take a trip or something. So I don't have a fund for that. It's more so accumulating my savings, and then when I hit whatever target I plan for myself, I'm like, oh, congrats to me, I deserved this, then I'll take out from my savings. I'm okay with that. I just needed to hit a certain amount when it came to like emergency funds and general business investment money. So those are my two pools that are my priority at the moment. But yeah, I feel like that is everything in my cost of living. If I left anything out, please do comment below and let me know if for you, as a family or a couple, if there's anything that is just kind of dramatically different. I feel like things like food would be kind of different for you guys. Power probably as well. Take up a bit more power if there's more people living in a place. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was super informative for you.
I'm not sure why my camera cut off the rest of my footage, but it really interrupted me saying thank you guys so much for watching, and I really hope it was informative. I do know that a lot of this information is beneficial for people who have yet to move here, and also people who are living here and you're just realizing maybe rates are very different for you, and maybe there's just a time to reevaluate and rebudget and realign with your reality. But yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll check you in my next video. Bye guys.